Hey, family, it's a Talk with T. If your first time, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. This is definitely an impromptu video. I wasn't planning on doing a video today. I try to do videos on Wednesdays, upload them Thursdays. Since I've been back, I've been doing like a video a week and a couple of shorts. But today, this job has really, my grandmother would say, you have showed your natural behind. This job has showed its natural behind today. Now, I want to give you a backdrop real quick. I've been on my job 14 years. From the time I started there, everything in me was saying, T, this place not for you. This place not for you. So it would be ebbs and flows. I would have some really good moments and then some really bad. Some good moments, some bad. So the good moments was enough for me to hold on. The bad moments was like, see, I keep telling you. So today was that day. Like, okay, T, I keep telling you. The type of work I do, I'm a caseworker. So I have a person over me that checks my cases. Now, I have a new person, the supervisor's assistant. She's somebody new. She's giving the cases back for every little thing. The person prior to, I wouldn't get cases back, like maybe one or two, maybe change the apartment number or change the floor to the house, or the last name is wrong. So the department I work in, we recertify clients if they already had benefits. We check all the information to make sure they can still get benefits. They can. If they can't, they can't. Okay. So now this is what I do. About a month ago, right? So I've been struggling with, I think it's time for you to leave. I think it's time for you to leave. Some people might say, well, why would you stay 14 years? For one, the benefits. For two, I was the type of person ever since I was young, if I didn't like a job, I would leave the job, okay? So when I got this job, this is a good job. It is a state job. Everything in me was like, no, T, you gotta have some stick-to-itness. You have to hang in there. You've got benefits. You've got good benefits. The job is not far from home. You know, you get the holidays off and stuff like that. But can I tell you, 14 years ago in training, everything in me said, girl, this is not the place for you. Everything. But everything in me kept saying, no, you've been doing that. That's your history. Don't let your destiny be repeated by your history. You can hang in there. You can hang in there. Baby, I've gone through some ups and some downs. Like I said, ebbs and flows, right? I have gone through some stuff. It was even one time I took a provisional promotion, right? I take this promotion, $10,000 more annually. It was so toxic in that department. I rescinded the promotion and I went back to my department. Okay, so now I'm back in my old department for like a year and a half now, as of today. So like I said a little while ago, the person who checked my cases, the person that I was with for years, he left, he got a promotion. Now there's a new person, she's checking it, she's giving the cases back. So I said to my supervisor, I said, I think I should just go for a refresher. I should go for a refresher. So this was a couple of months ago. She emails the higher ups and I'm going for a refresher. Now, here's where I'm pissed off at, right? This video won't be longer than 10 minutes. I'm in the training today. The trainer and I, we're talking. I'm telling the trainer, I'm answering all the questions. I'm just answering all the questions. So me and my coworker in my unit, we decided, because I was like, something is not right. We've been doing this stuff wrong. Perhaps we should go to training. So we signed up at the same time about a month ago. They finally get back to us. So we're in training. And the stuff that we're telling this trainer, she's like, y'all really don't need to be here. So then what's the problem when we on the floor? Apparently, we have to be here because there is a problem on the floor. Somebody walking by, they looking at me like I'm crazy, but I'm not crazy, but I'm mad as hell. All right, so now I'm sitting, we go to lunch today, we come back, I'm in the training. One of the senior trainers, he comes and gets me, he like, I need tea. So we're going to it's like the walk of the green, the long, I can't remember the movie. It's a long walk. I'm like, oh my God, what the world? Just seemed like we wasn't gonna never get to the big boss office. So we get in there, my supervisor in there, my union rep, no, prior to, my union rep walks up to me and she's like, well, what's going on? What happened? Why are they saying? I don't know. I get in the meeting and I'm trying to tell her, hold your mute, because don't make this worse for me. Don't, like, just chill out. Let's listen to what they're saying. They asked me a couple of questions and I told them I requested the training. The big guy says, if you've been here 14 years and you've had refresher courses before, of course I have, because you know why? This is a state job. Regulations change. I want to be on top of it. Am I the best worker in the world? I don't think so. But am I the worst? No, the heck I'm not. Because I care about my clients. I took the job because I wanted to help people. And I'm very passionate about people having their benefits. I'm very passionate about, if the state says that they are entitled to this, let's get them this, okay? But I do know I have jacked up organizational skills. I've never been that type to this goes here, we keep this here. My brain don't work like that. My brain kind of works in clutter. I don't know, but I've always been that way. So now the big boss says, if you don't improve, there will be a mandatory demotion. So whenever they demote you or promote you, it always goes $10,000 increments or whatever. So you're going to take $10,000 away from me. And the old me kicked up today. And when he said it, I started to say, you can take this job and you know where you could put it. But if I didn't have this wedding, I'm planning a wedding. I am getting married in August. If I didn't have the wedding, I'm not working. I know my fiance, he could handle the bills, but the wedding, I need to do my part. So I'm walking and I'm fuming, and I heard God say, I told you a long time ago, it was time to go. Now, there have been other workers who were not fit for duty. And you know what they did? They did not take their title. They moved them to a department that was better suited for them. He didn't even give me the option. But I know what this is. I've been sitting at this job 14 years, and there's so many discrepancies, I'm going to say. So many unfair things that happen to the workers. But I've been quiet because I know once you start talking, once you start kicking up, they coming for you. So I've started going, so the politicians who are over social services, I've been going to those meetings. I've been speaking to them. And I've been telling them, listen, I'm here on behalf of my department, and this is what's going on in XYZ. Never have I ever heard them say, we will demote you. They said, we will find a unit for you. I did explain to them, I had COVID 4 times. I don't remember stuff. And the sad part about it is the supervisor assistant is giving me back the cases for things that a lot of them, I'm like, no, this is not right. What you're giving it back to me for, you're telling me my calculations are wrong. I'm using a calculator. I've been doing this. I never had a case come back for calculations. If they get paid $100 a week, I'm going to put $400 in monthly. How's that wrong? I don't get it. So I feel like this is the attack that's going to start because I'm starting to speak up. I'm walking to my desk and I'm saying, and I hear God saying, you sat too long. I told you before over and over, I made things hard for you over and over, but you insisted on staying. And whenever God wants to deal with me to move me from one place to another, he always makes it super hard to where it becomes unbearable. Now, the jacked up thing about it is I'm putting up with a lot. I walk in there today. As soon as I get in, I see my coworkers in a huddle. And I'm like, what's going on? There's a bed bug on the partition. 2 weeks ago, it was mice. It's cockroaches this big. This place is filthy. When I saw the cockroach, everything said, girl, you better get up out of here. I've never worked any place like that. A cockroach this big, the mice running around, and now the bed bug. Okay, so the bed bug, I'm like, well, you know, I was so grateful that when I walked in, I saw them in the huddle. They got the maintenance people. He's coming. They start cleaning up and everything, but I had to go to training. So that was the only way I was able to survive today. But other than that, I've put up with one supervisor when I rescinded that $10,000 raise. That promotion, when I gave that back, because she told me I had COVID. I was out with COVID, and sis told me, you need to, and when I got back to work, I'm trying to organize my cases and everything. And she told me, you need to get your life together. I had just had COVID. And then on top of it, you messed up my time. I've gone through so much. Last year, I went through a 45-day suspension for some mess that I did. I ain't even looked. I ain't take my bag off. I just pulled, I said, I can't even go upstairs with this energy because this energy is jacked up. I'm not going to yell at my fiance. I'm not going to yell at his daughter. I'm not going to do none of that. When I finish and release this, I can go upstairs and I can fix us something to eat and I can function. But I know for a fact that it's time for me to go. Okay, God, I hear you. Is the one incident, I think it was either the mouse or the roach, one of them. I started applying because I was like, girl, you have a degree. You don't have to sit here. You don't have to, but the reasons why I was making, the reasons justified the mistreatment because the pension, if something should happen to me while I'm there, like if I should pass on, my children would get my pension, which is good. My insurance is off the charts good. I go places for things and they're like, you don't even have a copay. I get vitamin D prescribed because I'm deficient like a lot of brown and black people. I pay like $1 for like a 30-day, maybe a 45-day supply. So I was justifying the mistreatment by what I'm getting on the back end. No. I hear you, God. I sat too long. And God, like I said, he always deal with me like that. When it's time for me to grow, God takes stuff from me. I've gone through some stuff that where I had to lose it all in order for me to grow. Baby, I'm talking a grown woman. And I had to go through some things. And that's what this is reminding me of. That it's going to get, because there's no way I'm going to let you. There's no way, as my grandmother would say, on God's green earth, that I would let you take $10,000 from me. The devil is a liar, and so are you. I'm not going to give you $10,000 when I know I'm good to my clients, when I know I do the very best that I can. And on top of it, I said, well, there is one thing that I do really well and I do really fast. Let me just do those cases. He said, I'm not accommodating you. Listen here, that's how I know this attack is personal, because he does it for everybody else. It's just like when I was suspended for those 45 days. I said, well, could I come in at least 3 days a week and work off the days, like, and have 2 off and work it until the 45 is accumulated? He told me no. So there was somebody up there at the same time. Months go by and I asked him, I said, how did you make out with your suspension? He said, oh, he let me come in He let me come in for 3 days, and the 2 I worked off until it was complete. Okay, I'm telling you, I was letting a lot of stuff slide. I wasn't going to get, and I got to say this before I get off, because a month ago, I was going through hell at this job, right? And on my way home, I was like, yo, it's time for you to go. And I said, God, give me a sign. I get upstairs, I do all my nighttime routine, clean my face, brush my teeth, cook the food, straighten up the little mess I made in the kitchen, and I get in my little comfortable spot on the sofa, my little spot that I got nestled in just for me. You know, I've been sitting there because it'd be nice and warm. So I cut on YouTube, and I don't want to say her name, but I'm gonna say her name. And I saw the title of this video. She said, "Why I Won't Work a 9-to-5, DoorDash." And I watched that video, and then other videos popped up, and I was saying, God, these people got the courage. I do food delivery too. I was doing Grubhub, and I just signed up maybe 6 months ago for Uber Eats. I just never made the type of money that these people are making because I'm not full-time. Would I even want to do that full-time? I don't know. I do like the thought of being outside. I do like the thought of making your own schedule. But see, the type of person I am and the way my bills are set up, I need to know what I'm getting every pay. Like, I worked a part-time job. I worked 13 hours every day. 8 at my full-time, and I would go to my part-time right up the street. Thank God for that. And pandemic, and I lost it. So, you know, I can't. I said that to say, when I watched that video, that gave me the sign, like, maybe you should, but I don't want to make a hasty decision. Because one thing I know about God too, you don't make a permanent decision in a temporary situation, right? Now, I do know it's time for me to go, but how I go is what I got laid before God now. It's the how do I go? Do I just, because everything in me welled up and everything in me said, girl, tell him you ain't got to take this. But again, I'm paying for a destination wedding with, you know, I got to pay my part. I can't put this all on my fiance. I'm going to wrap it up. I just had to come and vent because I don't want to go upstairs with this energy. And I'm not bringing this energy to my fiance. I'm not. I want to go upstairs. I want to do my nighttime routine, and I want to keep it pushing. So I have been looking for another full-time job, and I'm putting out there what I need. You know, so I have been applying. There is one job that I applied for that I really want, because I don't even want to say it, because, you know, sometimes when you say something, that enemy come and zap them words and he mess it up, and his old lying, slew-footed, ugly self, he gets in the middle of your plan. So I'm not making no room for the enemy. I ain't telling my friends, my homegirls, and I'm telling you, I'm speaking life to the situation. I speak life to my new job. I speak life to where I'm going, but it's not going to be much longer, because there's no way you're going to threaten me. And even back to them 45 days suspension, some of them days he added on because I stood up for myself. I stood up for myself. So he texted on days, and I ate it because everything in me said, you knew you weren't even supposed to be here. And everything in me said, well, I know God does all things well, though. I tried to fight that suspension. Everything was going wrong. I needed a break from there. I needed a break. So that's how I was looking at that suspension. But again, I'm about to go. I wasn't trying to get on the 9-to-5 quitting bandwagon. I was like, how ironic. And I'm going to say this, and then I'm going to go. I'm in my bed last night, I promise you, on everything I love and call holy. I'm in my bed last night, and I saw me get in my car, turn my camera on, and say those very words. This is an impromptu video. I wasn't planning on recording anything today. Da-da-da-da-da. With the anger that I have. And I was like, no, I'm happy, because I'm a happy-go-lucky, jovial, upbeat, extroverted person. Nah, it happened today. God will give you warning before destruction. So I know I've stayed too long. And this is what happens when you sit in a thing too long. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's a relationship. I don't care if it's a job. I don't care if it's a car. Because I have attachment issues to things. Like my old car, I didn't want to give it up and she was falling apart and I was piecing her back together. Listen, thanks for letting me vent. In the meantime and in between time, y'all stay blessed and may the Lord watch between me and thee while we're absent one from another. This is a Talk with T. If this resonated, like, comment, subscribe.